You must have heard it. McDonald's is not into burger. McDonald's is into real estate. That's the biggest pile of rubbish. And if you are somebody who was buying to that notion, maybe this is why you see this live. This book tells you that McDonald's does the right business in the right location. This is where when you see McDonald's, they are in prime location, close to where people live, close to the motorway, because if you're driving for a long distance and you need something quick, you can always get a McDonald's. So in this book, it tells you you would not open an ice cream parlor in the desert. And it also tells you some industries is over exploited, right? But it tells you find the right business, do it in the right location, that you'll be all right. I also love this book because it corrects a mindset that's been driven in, especially if you're coming from a low income household. We hear where people tell you all the while money is the root of all evil, right? And in this book it tells me that there's no virtue in being poor. No virtue in being poor. So nowadays I am not going to wake up and tell myself money is the root of all evil, because a lot of us tell ourselves some lie to make a comfortable bed in situations that's just not good for us. So I love this book. I love that phrase. When I came across that phrase, it said there is no virtue in being poor. I don't need to, there's 2 lessons I take from this book. Normally I take at least 1 lesson, but one, it tells me I have to do the right business in the right location. If you're seeing my live this morning, this live is to give you some books that you need to be reading for 2025. If you're seeing my live this morning, I think I'm going to give you about 6 books. So I've been through 2 so far. And if you're just jumping in and popping in, the first one was The Richest Man in Babylon. All right. This book tells you save no less than 1/10 of your earning. It's not what you earn, but what you're able to save. It also tells you that you must save first, then spend what left. Set yourself what they call it now, like a budget, right? It doesn't have to be too constrained, because you are the one setting your budget. So you have to set a budget. Oftentimes we hear people say they don't know where it all went. You have to be able to track your money. If you can't track the small, then you will never get to a lot, all right? If you are coming from a household, if you are coming from environment, if you live with people who tell you that you're not going to come to nothing in life, it's time for you to stand up to tell them that is lie, because it's going to tell you, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You think in secret, but it comes to pass. Your environment is nothing but a looking glass. And as Les Brown said, one man's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality, all right? So I don't care. I don't care about your opinion of me. I don't care about your limited belief. And then the third book I actually purchased was The Science of Getting Rich, because now we understand that it's only certain people getting up and hoping for the best, right? It's like you just go to the circus and you're trying your luck. Life does not work like that. Life don't happen just. It don't just happen. You have to do things a certain way to get a certain result, all right? This book tells you that. So when we read this book, we know that there's no virtue in being poor. We know that we have to do the right business in the right location. And if you've never seen this book, it's from Wallace D. Waddles, all right? Very, very good book. I think the 4th book I actually purchased was Think and Grow Rich. There's not one successful person who has never read this book, all right? This book is, if you truly want to, it looks like a Bible. It actually looks like a Bible. It looks like a Bible. This book, the guy that wrote this book, blessed, is still there, fam. The guy that wrote this book, he was given an ultimatum by Andrew Carnegie, right? So he was given access to some of the most successful men that ever walked this face of this earth. Because if you think the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos are successful, they got huge amount of technology to their advantage. The guys them that Napoleon Hill sat down with, this is the fundamental and the cornerstone. For me, when I read this book, it tells me desire, because sometimes we can't understand what's happening within us. So if you desire to travel the world, if you desire to live in a nice house, whatever you desire, you're at the starting point of all great achievement. I don't need to remember anything in this book, because I have desires, but I could not understand what's happening. Like, why am I feeling that book is dubbed in size? I read that book and think that book has the, yes man, I think this one cost me a little bit more. It's hardback, because I've got about 4 copies. Right, but this one is, I don't really read this one because I just want to keep it pristine, all right? But it tells me that desire is a starting point of all great achievement. right? When I yes, definitely, right? So get this book. It tells you it